Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. We're going to talk about Donald Trump declaring a national emergency at the southern border. And of course, you got many in the Democratic Party that don't agree. Of course, you're going to get the pushback. And I just want to say the hair and beard growth bomb is ready. Okay, something just popped up. Is ready to be posted. So that will be posted on Etsy today. And I'll also post it on the community tab. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout. So Donald Trump, unbelievable, this man. He's doing so much. There are people that are real concerned that he took away civil rights and stuff. But you know what? Don't get overly concerned about that, because everything he's doing is going to be challenged in court. And it's going to be tied up in court for so long, he won't be able to enforce it. And if some of you remember, he did that the first time around too. He did some executive orders and he was never able to enforce those orders because it was unconstitutional. So let him take everything down. This man is going to crash and burn, y'all. All we got to do is sit back and just watch the place crumble. He's going to crash this place out, y'all. He's doing way too much, and people like Donald Trump, you can't tell him nothing. You can't tell him anything. And somebody was asking me about the tariffs. We are chosen. We're not to fear anything. We're not to fear anything. We are chosen. So my brothers and sisters, don't fear what's going on. Keep your head up. Stay prayed up. The Most High is with us. We got everything with us. All right, I don't know what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. All right. I'm trying another port on this computer. Hopefully, this one will work. We are chosen. Keep your head up. Stay prayed up. We got everything with us. We got our Heavenly Father. We got the Holy Spirit. We got Yahweh Shai. We got the angels. We got them all with us. We got our ancestors. So don't worry about what Donald Trump is doing. Do we need to know? Yeah, we need to know about it, but don't spend your time being all upset and stuff. And what he's saying is a load of BS. So he's taking away DEI and EOC because he wants to get back to people getting jobs on merit. Y'all, that's a load of BS. Jobs in America have always been given out by race, based on race. And it has never been any other way. There has never been no era in this country where jobs were given out by merit. All jobs in America are given out by race. All right. Don't let this BS Donald Trump is telling you make you believe something false. We have never had an era in this country and jobs were not based on race. All right. Don't let him tell you that for real. This man is full of crap. Okay. And if we did go on merit, many of his people would be losing out on the jobs. Okay, if we were really truly going on merit, they would be losing out on a lot of opportunities up in here. So that's why they got Vivek behind out of there, because they could not handle hearing exactly what many of us have known about them forever now. Now they're going to punish this man and not allow him to do anything political in this country again. You know what that is. He got banished from the White House, which means politically he is done. He is done. And every time he attempts to run for something, these MAGA fools are going to always crop up on his butt. You watch. That's exactly what they're going to do. All right, let me see. I can share my screen, right? Yeah. And shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom to everyone in the chat. Okay. So on the White House website, Donald Trump posted a national emergency at the southern border. The southern border, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, has been closed. Okay. And of course, this is another one of these things that's going to be fought out in court. So, by authority vested in me as president, by the Constitution and by the laws of the United States of America, I hereby proclaim America's sovereignty is under attack. Our southern border is overrun by cartels, criminal gangs, known terrorists, human traffickers, smugglers, unvetted military age males from foreign adversaries, and illicit narcotics that harm Americans, including America. This invasion has caused widespread chaos and suffering in our country over the last 4 years. So that's what he had out there. There's more. I'm just going to do a little mic check to make sure y'all can still hear me. All right. Look like everything's okay. It has led to the horrific and inexcusable murders of many innocent American citizens, including women and children, at the hands of illegal aliens. Foreign criminal gangs and cartels have begun seizing controls of parts of cities, attacking our vulnerable citizens, terrorizing Americans beyond the control of local law enforcement. Cartels control the vast majority of um, territories just south of our southern borders, effectively controlling who can and cannot travel to the U.S. from Mexico. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have tragically died from drug overdoses because of illicit narcotics that have flown across the southern border. Yeah, but you know what? People choose to do drugs. Let's be real. They have addictions and stuff. Donald Trump is under the guise that nothing is ever his fault. The blame will always go somewhere else. That's what he acts on all the time. And, if there would not be drugs trafficking, coming into America if you didn't have a demand for it. There's a great demand for the illegal drugs in America. And as long as that demand is there, you're going to always have the drugs coming in. And Donald Trump, you can put it on the cartels all you want, but at the end of the day, it's these Americans that are always strung out on drugs and need to have their party drugs and everything. Those are the ones to blame as well. They take a lot of the blame for why these drugs are coming in here in the first place. You know? All right. The assault on American people and the integrity of American sovereignty represents a grave threat to our nation. Because of the gravity and emergency of this present danger and imminent threat, it is necessary for armed forces to take an appropriate action to assist the Department of Homeland Security. So if y'all don't know, troops were sent to the southern border, I think about 2 or 3 days ago. Troops are there. The American troops are at the border. Okay, along with border security, homeland security, they are all at the border now. Okay. So it's my responsibility as president to ensure that the illegal entry of aliens into the United States via the southern border be immediately and entirely stopped. As commander in chief, I have no more solemn duty than to protect the American people. Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, by the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, USC 1601, hereby declare a national emergency exists at the southern border of the United States, and that Section 12302 and Title 10 United States Code is invoked and made available according to its terms to the secretaries of the military departments, concerned subjects, to the direction of the Secretary of Defense, to provide additional authority to the Department of Defense to support the federal government's response to the emergency at the southern border. I hereby declare that this emergency requires use of armed forces, and in accordance with Section 301 of the National Emergencies Act 1631. So the construction authority provides Section 2808 of Title 10 United States Code is invoked and made available according to its terms to the Secretary of Defense and at the discretion of the Secretary of Defense and the Secretaries of Military Departments. I hereby direct as follows. So Donald Trump is saying the Secretary of Defense of each relevant military department, as appropriate and consistent, will so they are going to follow the law and shall order as many units or members of the armed forces, including the Ready Reserve and the National Guard, as the Secretary of Defense determined the appropriate way to support the activities of the Secretary of Homeland Security in obtaining complete operational control of the southern border of the United States. The Secretary of Defense shall further take all appropriate action to facilitate the operational needs of the Secretary of Homeland Security along the southern border, including the provision of appropriate detention space, transportation, including aircraft, and other logistics services in support of civilian controlled law enforcement operations. So, y'all, they are building, and I'm sure some of you have heard, let me check in on the sound. They are building detention centers that are going to be close to the border. And if you remember, they had detention centers when Donald Trump was the president the first time. I think they had one. And if you remember, they had these illegals caged up and they were sleeping on the ground with, I think, like sleeping bags up in there. And remember, it smelled bad, and they were saying they weren't allowed to take showers, and they were smelling really bad. And they said when you went in that facility, it knocked you out practically. So those detention facilities are coming back. And I believe some of them are going to be in Texas. All right, y'all, let's continue. Unmanned aerial systems. The Secretary of Transportation and the Federal Communication Commission shall, consistent with, so what they're going to do is they're going to be considering waiving all Federal Aviation Administration and FCC regulation or policies, respectively, that restrict the Department of Homeland Security's ability to counter unmanned aerial systems within 5 miles of the southern border. Yes, because I don't know if any of you have heard, but the cartels use drones to bring drugs on the other side of the border. And it's been going on for a few years now. They've been doing it. All right, Section 4, revisions of policies and strategies. The Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security, and consultant with the Attorney General, shall take all appropriate actions consistent with law to prioritize the impedance and denial of unauthorized physical entry of aliens crossing the southern border of the United States, and to ensure that use of force policies prioritize the safety and security of Homeland Security personnel and of members of the armed force. So Section 5 is pretty much they are revoking the Proclamation 101-142, January 20th, 2021. So, when Joe Biden diverted what Donald Trump did in building the border wall, yeah, that's what that provision is. So look like he revoked that, and they're going to continue to build the border wall. Section 6, reporting requirement within 30 days of the date of this proclamation. The Secretary of Defense shall submit to the President through Homeland Security Advisor a report outlining all actions taken to fulfillment. And so that's what they're going to do. The Proclamation of Defense shall submit. Okay, so that they're just interacting. He's just talking about how they're going to report things to the President. All right. And within 90 days of the date of this proclamation, the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall submit a joint report to the President about the conditions at the southern border of the United States and any recommendations regarding additional actions that may be necessary to obtain complete operational control of the southern border, including invoking the Insurrection Act of 1807. Yeah, it's okay to do that at the southern border, but not okay to invoke it on his people, right? Okay. Okay. So, y'all, that's pretty much what he has done. So, it's a state of emergency right now, and don't know how long this is going to last. I really believe eventually the southern border will be opened back up. But at this time, there is no deadline on how long it will be closed at all. Mm-mm-mm. So, y'all, Donald Trump is making good when it comes down to the southern border and getting these people out of here. He's making good on that. So, we shall see what else he's going to sign that's going to be in those executive orders. But I'm not surprised he took those things away from, you know, he think he he think he's hurting us by taking civil rights and everything away. But actually, the white women benefit from that as well as these illegals. You saw what they did when they brought the illegals here. They gave them everything. So they're really the beneficiaries of it. It's not us. Hmm. Yeah, well, Donald Trump said nothing is off limits. He's going to the schools and grabbing the kids that are here illegally. Yep, he's going to the hospitals. They're going to people's jobs. They're doing everything. So he's not leaving no stone unturned. Now, some people objected to him going to schools and agents grabbing underage children, but you know Donald Trump, he don't care. He don't care that they're underage and their parents aren't around. He don't care. All right, hold on, True Royal. I'll send it now. All right. Okay. Check your email, True Royal. Check your email. Yeah, they don't care. They're gonna grab the kids. Donald Trump don't care if they are small children. If they are here illegally, they gotta go. And you know he's trying to change the birthright provision that's in the Constitution. So, you know, he's trying to do everything he can to get them out of here. But how you doing, True Royal?
I'm doing fine. Um, I'm continue to listen before I say anything.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm done.
Well, I've just been paying attention to folks' comments on your channel and other channels, and I'm not saying that people over here are in fear or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I want that to be clear. And the way that I'm talking to y'all, I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence, and y'all know that. But it's just necessary for me to say certain things. The first thing that I wanted to say is, and my father taught me this: the very thing that a person fear, they will project on you. Trump is displaying fears of the Caucasoid race. These are fears. Now, this country, how long this country been? What is it? 250 years now, I think.
No, that's about how long our slavery was.
Oh, okay.
You got to go
So,
back to right. So, six to well, our slavery. I don't count their times. I
okay,
count
okay.
our times into captivity, which we're still in.
Well, the reason why I count their times about them being in so-called power, that my grandfather, I
He's
never forget.
power drunk. You
Yeah,
see how power? Yeah, he's power. You see all the power he's wielding now.
yeah, and this echoes in my head where he told me in the early '80s that in the history books, America would go down as the dumbest, the shortest, um, um, what was that, empire that ever
Yeah, but
reigned
that's in the
the earth.
Bible. But that's in the Bible. And
That's
let me
true.
you also and let me just say this. It was never intended for them to keep power forever. Their
Hmm.
power was just due to our punishment. That punishment is over.
Yeah, and so
And
now,
they're scared.
now they're now, him and his little cronies are creating what all these different things that they fear. Pay attention to what they fear, because they
Trust me,
want you.
Donald Trump is not. Then I just want to say this true. Donald Trump ain't doing this randomly. He done met with all kinds of white folks behind the scenes, and they
Hmm.
done told them, "Oh yeah, get rid of that civil rights. Oh yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of this. He already got a list
Yeah,
of their
yeah.
whining and complaining of what they want gone.
Hmm.
And you
Absolutely.
saw they came straight for the things they think impacts us. You
Yes.
see that,
Yeah.
right?
No, that isn't that amazing? They always go that route. And um and we know we got to continue to use our spiritual eyes. Lisa's already said something on that level. Continue to stay um prayed up, but we do need to pay attention to what's going on with the enemy. And history does repeat itself, because me and my husband was talking about this very thing this morning, like a lot of people. And the first thing that came out of my mouth, I said to my husband, I said, what happened to Caesar? And those senators took Caesar out. And what I mean by this is his own inner circle. I guarantee you this. His own inner circle. Something gonna happen. Something is gonna happen. And the energy that I feel in the universe is very negative right now.
Yeah,
That
Trump
he's
act
going,
like somebody's done something. Yeah, Trump act like
yeah,
somebody's done something to him.
yeah, and he's just on this rampage doing all of this. And so and there's people that's working side by side with him that despise him. He feels very comfortable and protected, and he quite smug at this
Mhm.
point. But this is nothing more than, like Lisa is saying, he got people advising him, do this, do that, get rid of this, sign this, do all of that, and stuff like that. And these are the side effects of their isms. And
Right.
it's all coming out.
And when it all falls apart, they're gonna deny they had anything to do with it. We already know. We know how they
Mm-hmm.
roll. When
Mm-hmm.
everything implodes, and it's gonna implode,
Mm-hmm.
all of his MAGA fools and everybody that's been around him, they gonna all deny that they had anything to do with it. You just watch.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm even listening to white folks. They got a MAGA group that not a MAGA group anymore, that are pulling away from Trump, and then they're talking about what they're fearing. And even these people that have been pardoned and released out of prison, they are even fearing their own family members. So you're creating all this fear. Okay, you got you I still think it's wrong, even though I want them people to go back to their country too. They need to build up their own country. But you don't mess with children. You just don't mess with children. You know, you're creating something in where them children got to deal with all of that. So all this fear, 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 fear. And see, also he want people that work shoulder to shoulder with him to fear too. And see, one thing that Trump got a lot of gaps. He always talk about these nice people that work in the White House, that bring the paperwork to him and all this kind of stuff. And he loves treating people very, very nasty. Well, see, Trump don't cross check anything. He just sitting up here signing stuff, and you don't know what these unquote nice people who fear him or despise him, what they may do. So it's gonna be his inner circle at the end of the day. He
Yeah,
is
they gonna
not.
turn up. Look. We saw before the swearing in. What did they have? A civil war online? They're already dividing. You're already
Mhm.
seeing remnants of them dividing, and those divisions are going to get worse as we move on.
Yeah, because he's laying this
It's always going to
foundation.
be something they don't like. Watch, he always going to do something they don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you got people that's putting on a fake face and having to interact with him, and they don't like him, even though, and this is this malignant narcissist want people to like him. In one sense, he want people to fear him, and then in the next sense, they want you to like him, and that is the nature of their race. That's one
Right.
of their natures.
And y'all, he's showing his racism. Look, out of his whole cabinet, he put one black man there. You know why? He don't trust black people. He don't trust working around black people. He put one black man in, and he's working in HUD, and he ain't in that White House. He's off somewhere else working. He wants him to have that job, but not where he got to look at him and see him all the time. But everybody that came in were mostly East Indian and white. East Indian white. And that's what Donald Trump wants. He don't want black folk around him. Y'all, I'm just telling you what it is. Donald Trump don't want black folk around him.
That's true.
He don't want it.
And the other thing that I want to say, the people that's sitting here listening, we told your ass. We told you. Now he gonna make you a full believer. See,
and
you
let
sit
me
up
tell
here.
you something, white people, if we got to pay higher prices in the black community, your ass gonna be paying higher prices too. If we are struggling with jobs, y'all gonna be struggling with jobs too. You're already doing it. You're already struggling. Y'all be on videos crying you got two incomes and still can't make it. If you think that's gonna just impact us and not you, it's gonna be pure hell on y'all, because y'all can't handle nothing anyway.
No. No. And your own is doing it. But like I said, we told y'all. Now you're seeing this going down, and you've been seeing for eons that all we do is bitch and moan and complain. And y'all are up there crying and pleading and begging and stuff. You know,
Right.
go to your white zaddy and let him take care of it.
And they're already making excuses for obvious things. Now, Donald Trump said Elon knows how to mess with data and numbers, and he won him Pennsylvania. I said, well, I thought the people win you the state. Elon did it all by himself. Okay, so what did he do? Play around with numbers and cheat?
So
Because that's what it sounds like.
So this is the question I like to put out to folks, because I'm learning from our folks too as well. I don't know every damn thing. The question that I asked, and I think I did, me and Lisa did kind of kick this around privately, because I often speak of the shadow government, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, and all of that. How long is they gonna sit back and look at this fool continue to do what he gonna do? Now we know these folks don't care nothing about us. We are solidified on that totally. But I'm just curious how long they gonna sit up and watch this go down, because I trust and believe.
I'll sit there and watch it until it impacts them. See, as long as it's impacting the population and us, they don't care. See, when it start impacting them, their families, their lives, oh, now something got to be done about Donald Trump.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, that makes a lot of sense then. Okay, I'll take note on that. So right now, it's benefiting the shadow government. It's not impacting them. But trust and believe he's gonna step on their toes too, because he want total power. Trump is such a fool. He think he gonna live forever. He really think that, because the way that he gets down is he don't even want his sons to reign power. He wants to be the end all, be all, and stuff. So this is really interesting how this is going to go. But I'm in total agreement with you, Lisa. When I was looking at all this stuff that he was signing, I said, you didn't even know all this shit when you first got in office the first round. Okay, now you got more people up in your ear telling you to do this and telling you to do that. And he wants to display to people that he's for real. All right, we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. We're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
him. We're gonna see him crash and burn.
Mm-hmm.
See, the more y'all target us, the more you are gonna crash and burn. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then,
Like,
and
go ahead.
this is another thing I wanted to add too. And to the Democratic Party, this is what your ass get for pimping us and using us. As long as y'all have been pimping us and using us, I have to admit, I take joy that they are getting smeared right up in their face because they continue to, at the last minute, come to us and demand, not even respectful, demand something of us. And you ain't gave us a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this and he and Lisa was the one. I ain't seen nobody else do it yet. Lisa was the one that showed come out right out of Trump's mouth. He kept saying it. I think he said it twice that they rigged it in their favor, stole it right from them.
And
And
he
they
couldn't have
just
been talking about 2020 because he said rigged in my favor and
mm-hmm,
I won. Okay, we know he didn't win in 2020, so there's no way he was talking about 2020. He
true.
said they rigged it in my favor and
Mm-hmm,
I won. He did not win in 2020, so that could not mean 2020. I
exactly.
know reading and comprehension is not good for everybody, especially MAGA. We get it.
Yeah. MAGA don't. Yeah, they don't
Y'all
even.
talk about we don't read. Y'all asses don't read. Y'all
Yeah.
don't read it.
Well, I read all the damn time. And because I mean, some folks is just figuring out what tariffs is. Goodness. Um, but back to the Democratic Party, I want to continue to rub that shit in they face. They just expect black folks just to roll over and vote just because they so grand and great. Well, y'all feeling it.
Oh, James Clyburn was interviewed not long after the election talking about some stop sloganizing. I was like, you are the last person to be talking. I don't even think anybody listens to Jim Clyburn.
Yeah,
I don't think
everything.
anybody is listening to that old creep.
When we was talking about reparations, everything was funny to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting up there laughing and giggling, and then and the Democratic Party ain't gonna never learn either. What they gonna do is dig their heels in and keep blaming us. See,
Mm-hmm.
everybody want to blame us, so the Democratic Party want to blame us, and then Trump want to do certain things, and his cronies telling them to make sure black folks don't get this and make sure this and that, and even these people that run out and vote, they'll vote, get some instant gratification, and then the next day have a regret. I ate yesterday and I ate this morning. It ain't stopping nothing up in this house. All that shit that y'all been projecting on us, y'all been projecting on this day damn one. The relationship was never good between us day damn one. We
Mm-hmm.
knew your mindset when we was out there in them fields picking cotton, and we would dumb down the way we talk because we knew your nature. At the end of the day, we know we highly intelligent. We know who we are. Most of us do. We got some other ones out here which I call the enemy supporters. I'm glad that all of this is being exposed for what it is, and it needs to be painful for folks to wake up the hell up and stop putting your energy in a human being.
Yeah, and Candace, we don't want you to wake up. We don't want you. Stay over there on the other side.
Yeah,
We
stay over
don't
here and
want
keep.
you to wake up. Stay over there.
Oh, she ain't gonna wake up because she got her little master plan. She keep running, laying down, having babies, so she can
Mm-hmm.
guarantee her a check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna leave the Democratic Party out there. I know they sitting there stunned and all that kind of stuff. And trust and believe, we're gonna be seeing stuff where they gonna twist it back around and blame us. No, blame you.
I heard they are already trying to blame black folks for the LA fire. I
Oh
said,
Lord, here we go.
listen, black folk. I I said, y'all do this mess every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen nothing but a bunch of rich white folks when that fire broke out. So I don't know how that's black folks' fault.
Yeah, they made it like they was the only. They made it like they was the only one touched.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they
Mm-hmm.
always make it about them and stuff.
Yeah, I see there's new fires that broke out over there, True Royal.
I know you were. Yeah, now it hit San Diego.
They said there's like 50,000 that may need to be evacuated.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot going. It's a lot going on down there, and right now it's being overshadowed by the stuff that Trump, Trump is um doing and all. So a lot of people are focusing on that, but it's still really really bad. And you know how Trump is when it comes to a major disaster, he gets real upset about things like that because he don't want to be bothered with it. Gotta remember this man don't want to be bothered with certain things
He
because
sure
after he
don't.
finished signing all that shit, Trump gonna go back to doing what he usually do, work 3 or 4 hours a day. Um, do a little or nothing. And then
Mhm.
when
Now,
he
is he signed a bill saying people cannot work from home anymore. So if you work for the federal government or you work for the private sector, you
Mhm.
got to get your ass up and go to work every day now. You
Now
can
how
no longer stay at home. He did the executive order on that.
okay, but this is the question I ask. See, this is here where he's creating um more negativity where now you're gonna dictate um to businesses and all and telling people what they can and cannot do however they've been operating.
Yeah, but see, you notice there's a lot of empty offices around. A lot of companies gave up those leases on the buildings because their people were working from home.
Yeah, and that affects real estate.
So that's why because I see it around us. If we drive down the highway, there's empty offices on both sides of the road. And that's
Hmm.
because those offices before the pandemic, they were all occupied. But a lot of the companies were like, well, we're saving money. We don't have to spend money on the lease. We just have everybody work from home. And they gave those buildings up.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
So
now you're telling them under a provision, nobody can be at home. So now they got to find a place to set up shop again.
yeah, and you know, um, they were looking at, oh, okay, I don't have to kick out that money to lease a building. They can save there. Then another thing is, um, it takes down on people filing workers' compensation. Maybe somebody have a slip and fall in the office. It's a lot of things where they were able to save money in that way. So yeah, that affect real estate. And again, like Lisa keeps saying, a lot of things going to be tied up. So even though he might be stroking the pen and you think, okay, some of this stuff is implemented right now, no, it's not, because they can keep that stuff tied up in court. Because people, seeing what ICE is doing, they'll in their mind will be thinking, they'll hesitate and say, well, I bet not file something with civil rights or something like that. My civil rights have been violated. No, if your civil rights been violated, go ahead and file your case. Don't let that stop you.
Yeah, and like I said to y'all, a lot of these executive orders are already being challenged, and it's
Hmm.
going to be challenged on civil rights and EEOC. All that stuff is going to be challenged. You know, so he may have signed the executive order, but that stuff he's going to have a hard time enforcing it because of all of the lawsuits.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
don't worry about Donald Trump. Yeah, some of them will go through, and it's going to be a lot of those executive orders he signed. They're not going to allow it to go through. It's going to get thrown out in court. It did the first time when he was in office, too.
Hmm.
All of his executive orders didn't go through. Some of them did, and some did not.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know. a lot of those cabinet positions wasn't even fulfilled. Because I remember
And they're
when
still not. They
yeah,
said there's still a lot of openings in Trump's administration even now.
because I remember when they had interviewed Amarosa, she said it was like eerie working down there in DC because a lot of those positions wasn't filled. She said it was like a ghost town, you know,
Mhm.
and stuff. And then she said another thing I remember she said distinctly. She said you could feel the evil. You could literally feel it. She said she knew she needed to get her behind up out of there, literally.
Watch,
Uh,
just give it some time, y'all. You're going to see people leaving like a revolving door. That's what
mhm,
happened the first time Donald Trump was in office. They said they couldn't stand working for him. You think
Yeah,
they're
he's
going to
not.
like it more? To me, he done got more old and ornery.
Yeah, he's not a pleasant person to work with. Trump likes to keep chaos going on. He loves firing people. I mean, the first day he in office, he fired over 1,000 people. A lot of people don't even know about that. And they even I even seen where they even threw out there, are you willing to have Biden investigated and prosecuted for the crimes Biden well, Biden come from a family full of criminals.
Ain't got the nerve to talk about us being criminals. That's what
Yeah.
kills me about these damn people.
Well, a lot of people don't even know, even though they always focus on his son, that Biden's brother was directly involved in a lot of things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You
was
know,
always under the
it was
radar.
his sister too. It was his siblings. It was his brother. If you go back and look at who he pardoned, it was, I think it was two brothers and one of his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Mm-hmm.
y'all just sitting there committing all kinds of crime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, and I see where somebody said even Elon is unpleasant to work for.
Oh
You know,
yeah, yeah.
and I've
Him there is a detriment to Donald Trump, and he don't even know it.
I one time I worked in a machine shop, and the person I was working with was racist, and then the shop foreman was racist. So I purposely would uh, calibrate the machines where everything would mess up. See,
Mhm.
people when you working more in a pleasant environment, you're more productive and everything. But when you feel that when that negativity is there, you don't get the same production out of people. They will find ways to sabotage the job.
Yeah. Heart Flames, you said something that I deeply believe in. He said, Jared, his son in law, don't sleep on him. Exactly. I always got a rule. You don't sleep around people that don't like you. Don't
True.
ever close your eyes around an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how innocent the situation look. If there's somebody around you and you are about to go to sleep, you stay up, even if you got to fight that sleep. You don't
Mm-hmm.
ever go to sleep around an enemy, ever.
True. True.
That is a rule I live by.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I don't blame Jared for not closing his eyes when Donald Trump is around. You don't sleep when an enemy is around,
Mm-hmm.
ever,
Mm-hmm.
ever. I
Did
don't
you
care if you got to go in that bathroom and throw some cold water in your face. As long as
wait?
that enemy is around you, you stay wide awake.
Did you see did any of y'all see um when that woman bishop spoke to Trump directly about,
Yes.
oh, Trump was pissed.
That was during Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Oh, that was during the funeral. Okay, I got it confused.
Yes,
Okay.
remember that was the
Okay.
last time he was in church.
Okay.
They,
Well, when I seen that,
uh-huh.
well, even though when I seen it, I got it all mixed up. He was pissed.
Yeah,
If
he
he could
got
have
called
came up there and choked her,
mm-hmm.
and all, and he did not like that.
Trump don't like being told what to do. He doesn't
No,
like.
you know.
Mm-mm. So I'm not surprised. But yeah, that was Jimmy Carter's funeral when she did that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know he's mad. He don't
Yeah.
like being called out about nothing.
Okay, wait a minute. Somebody said this one was at the post inauguration services. You know what? Actually, it was, Lisa, because
Oh,
now that,
okay.
wait a minute, let me back up. It was because I remember his daughter, um, Tiffany, was there, and I know she wasn't at that. I know she wasn't at that funeral.
Okay, maybe I'm the one that's confused then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now that I recall, yes, yes, yes,
Oh man.
and the
But
stuff
yeah,
that she,
I saw the expression on his face. He
yeah,
was
yeah, because
not happy.
he was put right on the spot,
Hmm.
and that camera was almost down his throat, and
But
you
you
had,
know what? That same thing happened to him with Sonia Massey
uh-huh,
because I think like the week before he was talking about the cops should have more immunity and stuff.
mm-hmm.
They shouldn't get in trouble. And he was out and about, and somebody put a mic in his face and said, "So you say the cop that killed Sonia Massey, nothing should happen to him?" Donald Trump duck and dodge that question.
You know what? The only reaction that I heard from him about that, I didn't like what I seen, and that's as far as it went.
Well, that's not good enough.
Uh-huh.
That's
Um,
not good enough. You okay? Are you going to punish this guy? Is he going
yeah,
to be?
because you know how
That's the stuff people want to hear.
because you know how he reacted to those young men that were falsely accused and locked up, about that jogger being raped. But when it went, but when it come to his own, he duck and dodge, um, and all of that. They always like that. That's even like about the
Well, I tell you what,
situation.
that cop that killed Ashley Babbitt, I hope he looks for another job because Donald Trump, I would not be surprised if he tries to do something to that cop. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised because
Hmm.
y'all know he's still a capital cop. He's still
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, that guy's
He
very
didn't do
upset.
anything wrong. He did his job that day.
Hmm. Oh,
Hmm.
Vivek. Oh, oh yeah. I ain't never seen nobody get fired before they even start the job.
I know, right? Elon pushed his ass out. Elon ain't want to work with that brown man. Come on. I'm
my
not
husband
surprised.
my husband called him salami.
Yeah, I called him bad salami.
Bad salami.
Mm,
Uh
but yeah, the Elon didn't want to work with that brown ass man.
he told him, hell no. He don't even want to see him at all. Not even day one. And his stupid behind still showed up at the inauguration and got 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 smeared in his face. I love when they get nigga
You
moments. I
know,
just love
you
it.
know how much Elon is on top of Donald Trump? Y'all, do y'all know he leased a place at Mar-a-Lago to be around Donald Trump all the time?
Ooh, Trump gonna get tired of that mess.
And I was like, at Mar-a-Lago? Yes, he did. He leased a place at Mar-a-Lago, y'all. Elon Musk did. I said, wow, that's like
Hmm.
having somebody with you 24/7.
Hmm.
Elon Musk with you 20.
What I'm gonna say to these brothers who trying to get these real good construction jobs, go ahead and do your thing. All right. Go get you a construction job.
Hmm.
Because they done ran a bunch of them. And I was sharing with Lisa when I was still in the trades. The last job I worked was on the Bay Bridge, and ICE came out there. That was the first and only time I ever seen ICE. I ain't never seen so many people running off the job in my life. Well, a bunch of them didn't even show up because it was a rumor that it was going on. And then when they did show up, they were running
Yeah.
and stuff.
And that's
So
what's
yeah.
happening now. They said in Chicago, a lot of them stopped showing up for work.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's happening in Chicago.
Yeah. But it's some good little construction jobs out there, and they pay real good. I mean, even if y'all get in the laborers union, you're gonna make about 30 to 35 an hour. And if
Mhm.
you are a skilled laborer, you can even make 40 an hour, because that was the union that I was a part of. See, I'm a welder, I'm a certified welder, but they don't have a welders union. So I joined the laborers union. So you can come in skilled. Anybody I'll put my email out there. Anybody that want to know even more about it, I'll let y'all know. I know some people that can help you get in the trades.
Mhm.
Let me put my email out. Sure, it's time to help our folks.
Yeah,
And
I
anybody want to be an iron worker? My husband knows a lot about that too. He was an iron worker for 40 years. Let me
mhm.
put this email out. And if you're interested in
Oh, all the good jobs. Leave the farm work to the white people.
yeah, get them good jobs. Let me put my email in.
Grab
Um,
them jobs.
I have a girlfriend that's an instructor in the she can get you in, and the one of the best ones that if anybody's like real good at trades, you can talk to me
The
directly. There
cut out
are there
True
are
Royal. True Royal. There's a gap because you cut out for a few seconds.
okay. What I was
Yeah.
saying is if anybody is interested in the trades, I just put my email and email me. It's better to talk to me behind the scenes, and you don't necessarily have to get dirty. All right, there's all kind of trades out there where you don't have to get filthy and grimy.
Somebody wrote they want to do it, but they have no certification. Let me tell you something. Those are
No,
illegal
please.
certifications either. Don't let that stop you.
No, don't
Don't,
don't let.
don't let that stop you.
Uh-huh. Uh-oh. No, I'm not gonna take this call. Okay, I took that off. Excuse me. I can take that call later. um no, I'll tell y'all behind the scenes how to do that. I put it to y'all like this. um in the trades, you're going to see a lot of white men. And a lot of those white men don't have no um, high school diploma. A lot of them have records. And
You told me they many of them can't even read.
yeah, they can't even read. Yeah. And I've had that experience because I had worked on the Cypress Freeway in Oakland, and we had to get training through the railroad companies. And so um, all of us had to read a chapter, and it was some of them reading some stuff that wasn't even there. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, they just gonna make up some stuff. So it's real easy to um, get in the trades. Now they have tried to make it like you got to get certificates and then and this and that. Like got to get a certificate and operating a bobcat and all of that. And then forklift drivers get paid excellent. Lisa's
Mhm.
father was a forklift driver. They get paid damn
Somebody
good.
said, mhm.
And it's not like you just driving the forklift like that's easy. That stuff is not easy to do. I've operated a forklift. You got to be very good with your eyes. You almost got to have eyes in the back of your head and all of
Mhm.
that. That
I
man
watched
knew.
my dad and his group work. Them men were fast on them forklifts.
Mm-hmm,
You hear me? I ain't never seen them forklifts move that fast in my life. Those
mm-hmm,
men would they would bring the train in the back and they would have to load the auto parts onto the train. The men were moving at lightning speed. You should see how fast those black men were using them
mm-hmm.
forklifts.
Yeah,
I was like,
the
"Wow, I didn't
quicker,
even know they could move that fast."
yeah, the quicker they can unload that thing. And see, the key is, Lisa, is to pick it up once and put it down, not placing it. You got to know exactly where to place stuff. So the quicker they can unload something, the quicker they can go make their money,
Mhm.
whatever they unloading and stuff. But if you got a forklift driver that got to go back and forth, your dad had to be really good at what he
He
was
was.
doing
He
and
said
stuff.
they would roll from the warehouse floor. They would go all the way into the freight train and drop
Wow.
the loads down and then back out of there. And they just went back and forth until they filled the whole freight train up.
Yeah, and some people arrogantly will say, "Oh, they just sitting there all day and all this and that." It's not easy. I have operated a forklift, I'm okay with it. I ain't good with it. I can do a little something, but then if it get like in some real tight spots and all of that, they gotta know. They gotta already be thinking ahead, Lisa, where to pick up the first load so they don't get, um, you know, stuck in stuff. And they already gotta be thinking exactly where to place it. So he's thinking ahead all the time, all the time.
And they
Picking it
work
up.
close. They would have two guys on the forklift working. I mean, they could literally touch each other. They were driving so close to each other.
Wow.
But they were just so used to doing it. They moved at lightning speed. I was like, boy,
Yeah.
you give a black man something to do, I tell you, he'll do the damn thing. He
You
will
sure
do the
will.
damn thing.
Yeah. But yeah, them forklift drivers got to be skilled. They ain't just you're just sitting up there and you plopping stuff. And I have seen guys get literally cussed out because they got to pick it up 3 and 4 times. Then the people, if you're unloading a truck or whatever you're unloading, they are on the clock. They want to go pick up another load to go make their money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so,
That
and
is
then you
so
saying he was operating around other forklift drivers? You
Yes,
gotta.
they were. It was a bunch of them because they had to load the freight trains that came in the back with the auto parts.
Oh Lord,
So
that
it
is
was a
crazy.
bunch of them back there on those forklifts. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you got to even know how to have things balanced. That thing can flip on you.
Because they
Mm-hmm.
were like, we got to get the train in and out of there. So we got to move like that. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, Monica. I'm in Northern California, so yeah, it would only be California because that's all I know what's going on up here. I can't really say what's going on in Southern, and right now, given what's going on, I know things are at a freeze.
Yeah.
But one thing that I can say, it's going to be a whole lot of construction in Southern California.
hmm
It's going to be quite a bit.
Yeah. There's already a lot of government work. They're looking for contractors that will go in those burnt down areas of
Mhm.
California. I did see that online.
Yeah, people need, if any, it wouldn't even hurt for people to look in to um, um, getting into bidding on government contracts. You can get
Mhm.
into that too because there's been a freeze on everything, and now since this administration is in, funds have to be released. There's certain things that's just going to continue to happen. That this country still have to have moving parts to it,
Yeah. When
So
Donald Trump wouldn't pay those contractors when the government shut down, I thought that was so rotten.
yeah, that is rotten.
It was rotten
Hmm.
because they continued to work. Even
Hmm.
when the government was shut down, the contractors, they continued to work. And Donald Trump said he wasn't paying them.
Yeah, he
I
real
don't
famous for
see
not
how he
paying.
could get away with that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see how much more he gonna continue to get away with it. And like I said, think about what happened to Caesar. They got tired of him.
Mm-hmm.
Got tired of Caesar. History repeats itself. It's been many of Caesars. Throughout history, throughout the world. Think about what y'all need to go study. Mussolini. Mussolini loved Hitler and stuff. And when it was said and done, um, his inner circle took him out, and then they left him out there with the wolves. Literally
Mm-hmm.
drug him and his old lady down the street, butt naked, and then they hung him by the feet, butt naked, in the town square.
And y'all remember Mussolini? They hung him and his mistress
Yep.
on meat hooks
Uh-huh.
out in public. They got hung on meat hooks. I mean, yeah, well, we'll see what happens to old Donnie, old diaper
Mhm.
Don.
And
We'll
those
see what
pictures,
happens to him.
those pictures are still out there too, Lisa. What you talking about?
Hmm.
They still out there.
Yeah.
I seen them recently. I was like, wow. But he did a lot of stuff that Trump did, putting fear into people and all of that. And after a while, people just, it's like a caged animal. They study your movements and
Yeah.
all. And then
Yeah.
person take a chance on you.
But yeah, I was looking on TikTok. It was this old white man. He got on a video screaming and hollering, "Child, jump back in office." We gonna get revenge on you Democrats. We gonna do this and we gonna do that. And people got on them videos and said, what did anybody do to you? And I said, you, that's the thing. You don't have to do nothing to these people for them to flip on you. They'll just make some shit up in their head and flip on you.
Yeah.
You know, that's how easy it is for them to do that. And I said, he's just being true to his nature. Some manufactured anger, and then he gonna have a hissy fit on some video. I've seen many of them do that.
Yeah, that don't even make sense.
Oh, you know that girl that knocked on that black man's door and then started screaming down the street?
Yes.
She all over on TikTok crying all over videos talking about, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. Oh, why is everybody doing it? I was like, why? And everybody was like, you're a racist.
She still won't let it.
And all on the videos talking about she ain't racist. You went to this black man's door to start some crap with him, and then you went down the street screaming like he did something to you, and you are sitting on a video crying and talking about you ain't a racist.
Lisa, did you see the video when she was running? There wasn't nobody there.
Nobody there. And they said even the people in her neighborhood noticed that.
Yeah.
There was nobody chasing her.
Yeah, she running down the street hollering and stuff, and then
nobody was behind her.
And the thing that I was tripping off of, what is your ass doing out? It's pitch black outside with your babies. Police in the neighborhood.
That's how white women in this country got black men
meddling,
performing, screaming, yelling, crying. That's how they did it.
Yeah, I said, and then she had the child up there ringing the doorbell, teaching that one how to be a white supremacist.
The child to be a Karen.
Yeah. in training,
Karen,
and running, and then because you can hear everything she was saying. She gonna tell that man, oh, I don't think so. You live here. Who are you gonna determine where folks live?
And everybody captured it. Now she's so dumb. She don't realize people got Ring cameras and all kinds of cameras around their house. She was captured on camera by several of the homes on just that one street she was screaming down.
Yeah, that's you know what, Lisa? Yesterday I found out that my neighbor across the street, we caught the people throwing shit in front of our house for the last few days on her Ring camera across the street. And I didn't even know she had one. It's set so low when I went over there across the street. And this person got 2 dogs. They out here slinging shit in front of our house. Got busted. There wasn't no shit out there today.
Townships got ordinance against that. You can't, if you got a dog and the dog got to relieve themselves, you can't just leave the pile there. You got to come back and get that up.
Wait a minute. You said, yes, Lisa, that woman said she is not apologizing because she is not a wait a minute. No, she was apologizing at first.
See, she was apologizing on the video I saw. She did apologize.
She did. Yeah, she even
and hollering she was not a racist.
I heard her apologize to that man's wife, and that sister said nothing, and she could not get past them not accepting her apology. She even said it out of her mouth. She apologized to them twice, and they gave her no reaction. And you can take cue from that sister how she reacted if you want to learn something, and stuff. Because we got goodness in our heart, and sometimes we'll react real quick. Resist yourself, damn it. Hold it in. Resist yourself. Do that. Don't get all caught up in your emotions when people do things to us. She said it's a $300 fine. My husband went and filed something on them people yesterday.
You're not playing with them folks. When I used to when I had my dog, I used to always carry a plastic bag in my pocket. So when he went, I could just scoop it up real fast. And I would have the latex gloves. And I would just take them out walking like that. And you can't leave that stuff on people's lawns.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that woman just mad at me because I cussed her ass out and stuff. This woman was up in my back window trying to cover it up, scared the living crap out of me. And me and my husband confronted her in the backyard, and she ran and hopped over the fence. Talking about she didn't do nothing. And I said, I'll light your ass up. So my husband said, I'm sneaking up on her. I said, no, I want her to hear us coming. And then the next day, she starts slinging shit around our house.
See, I would have took some shit and thrown it at her house.
Yeah, that's what I told my husband. I told my husband I wanted to sling it. He didn't want to take that route.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted the city to deal with her because her husband built a deck so high that it can look over into our yard.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't supposed to have those decks up that high like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know my white neighbor told me that that man been looking at her for the longest.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. We had our white neighbor to help us fill out one too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we did all of that. Report to the police. We doing what they do. We do what they do. See, whatever they like to project at us, we projected at them. Now I thought of some other stuff to do, but I ain't gonna repeat it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and follow my husband's lead at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand. And besides, if you do something legally, you don't want to have anything for them to come back at, on you. So I understand.
I just could not understand why this woman would be up in my back window trying to cover it up.
I don't know.
I mean, that's a lot of nerve.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was an animal by the window. And then
sound like she's going out of her way to be a problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like it's a natural thing, a natural falling out. She is manufacturing some mess and trying to justify it. And that's just so typical of them. Been doing that forever.
You said True Royal is whipping ass. Stay beating young women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a white neighbor who used to go around taking pictures of people's trash.
That is weird.
Uh-huh. And then when we first moved here, I caught her ass taking pictures of our license plates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, YouTube is just being themselves, y'all.
They messing with you?
I mean, I'm okay over here, but they said the sound keeps going in and out.
Yeah. Sometimes that does happen on your channel, and it's just real interesting. It happens at certain things that you say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And everything, when it comes down to YouTube and even StreamYard, everything is being manipulated, y'all. Everything.
Y'all can't stop these. Y'all can with your little antiquated. I'm always saying that your antiquated technology. Y'all can't stop prophecy. Y'all can't stop the motions that are going on in the universe.
But that's exactly what they're doing, y'all. They know we're rising and they're falling, and they think somehow in their brain, whatever brain they got, they seem to think they can control our rise and their fall. Now, this mess ain't gonna be controlled, especially by y'all.
Yeah, and look at what Trump is frantically doing.
Mm-hmm. He think he can control it.
Yeah,
this whole thing can't be controlled, especially by them. But yeah, that's what he's doing. He wants to rule with an iron fist. That's why he's doing all these executive orders. Oh, I'm taking this away, and I'm going to take that away, and I'm going to do this to him, and I'm going to. Do you know he wants to take away the FDIC? That was another thing I had heard. Donald Trump wants to do away with the FDIC. So if you lose money out of your bank account or you get scammed, there's nothing you can do about it. That's what he wants set up. He don't want your money to be insured, where you can get it back if something happens.
So what if he lose his money?
Right. Oh, it'll be different then.
Oh, it'd be a whole
Oh,
different,
different then.
little different thing set up. Lisa, would you share with the folks, and I know some folks might know this, that when um when we were on the decline, our empire, the one thing that really stood out to me that you shared to me was when they came and attacked us, um, we were by then they attacked us when we were disease ridden and all of that. Keep that in
Yeah.
mind. We had to be at the weakest state before they could come at us.
Yeah. In fact, what they don't tell you in history, when the Spaniards first came in the land, they got their asses handed to them. They
Mm-hmm.
beat their asses not once, not to a couple of times. They
Mm-hmm.
beat the Spaniards and they had to retreat and leave. And then, there was a famine, there was like a pandemic among our people. And that's when they came in and they were able to defeat our people. Something had to be done to us prior to them coming. They
Yeah.
could not just naturally beat us.
Yeah. So we were at our most weakened state by then, after whooping behind a few times and all. That really stood out to me in volumes and stuff. But the thing that I'm looking at, because there was a place and time that another president could have done this, and it would have really
No,
held.
yeah. I heard about that anime Insane. Yeah, the white folks went over there. The Spaniards went over to Haiti, and the women beat the men up.
What?
Beat the Spanish men up.
I
Yes.
gotta check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's some that now
So
that's now
women kick
now
their asses.
now this is the part, and I know that Anime Insane knows this, that the women in Haiti, those particular women were a part of um um uh, uh, um a warrior class of women in Africa. They was not no average kind of woman, because I remember reading this one man was saying that his mother taught him all type of war tactics and everything. She was real high ranking, and they had captured these women and all, and these women really knew how to get down. So yeah, but I didn't know that part of
Yeah,
of, of,
but
of
you're
history.
gonna. But see, I saw a question. Let me go back. Somebody said, if the women can beat them, think what the men will do when the true power returns. But you know what? When we rise, you as a woman, you'll be able to beat them. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know that?
Mm-hmm.
You with these men that are all around here that are our enemies, you will be able to defeat them. And
Mm-hmm.
you will be a woman defeating them when that time comes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I mean, the Most High is going to raise us up, but we still got to do our part.
yeah, we do. And we gotta, and then the one thing is, it goes back to being obedient. And when Yah tells us, and I know it's hard for some people to hear this, that you have to wipe out the entire race, take out the cattle, destroy the crops, everything. When he tell us something, we got to do it from A to Z. See, we wasn't fully obedient, because then, like I said, our heart get caught up in certain things, and
No, that was not us. That was King Saul.
that was
Y'all
King
remember?
Saul.
Yeah, that was King Saul. The
Mm-hmm.
Most High ordered him to take the army in there and to wipe out the people, the children, the livestock.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave nothing standing. King Saul took the booty because he was greedy as hell and
Mm.
let the people live. That's why we got the U's and many of these Edom and all these people around us, because King Saul did not follow the direction of the Most High.
Yeah,
That's why
that's part of not being obedient.
at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, that's why his ass got defeated out there on the battlefield. King
Mm-hmm.
Saul got killed on the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got it. He's going to take him out because he wouldn't even listen to the Most High. So yeah, he got taken out.
Okay. No, no. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hmm. Oh, man, there are days, y'all, when I'm so frustrated, especially when our people are getting killed unarmed out here, and I go to pray, and I just feel like I'm raging, and I was like, I don't want to rage like that at my heavenly Father. So sometimes I just gotta sit down, take a few breaths, and get my mind right before I pray, because I don't want to rage at my Father. Mm-mm. It's hard, but I try my best not to do it. Hmm. But it's crazy. Hmm. Yeah, y'all, Donald Trump is going to throw some stumbling blocks, but nothing he's doing, just always remember this, nothing he is doing is going to conquer us at this point. Nothing. Don't worry about Donald Trump and what. See, he's scaring some people, but we as the chosen people, we must not let him scare us. And that is really important for you to stay prayed up, stay good with the Heavenly Father, ask for the wisdom of our Holy Spirit, keep the angels around you, and you'll be all right. Donald Trump is a mere look. If you want to get real down to the nitty gritty, Donald Trump is the basis of all men. All right, always remember that about Donald Trump. He's the basis of all men.
But Lisa, he also again is representing his tribe of folk, and
Right,
you can
basis of all men.
yeah, and you can study, you can really study their nature and what's on their mind and on their heart and what they fear at this point and stuff. That, like I said years ago, it hit me one day. I said, why they act the way that they act? Why do they act the way that they act? And it hit me. I said, we, which I don't care, we do not know what it feels like to be inadequate. They know, like that man said that they're parasitic. We don't know what it feels like to be parasitic. And then they jumped on him because he gave a secret about their race and stuff. And it is a known fact that they attract parasites, and parasites naturally come out of their body. That's why they feel inadequate when they see well, even one three black men, they ready to arrest them. They can just be walking down the street. They got a lot of internal stuff with them that they weaken. That's why all of them always want a title and all of this stuff, like they running things and being in charge. And we didn't work side by side with them, and you doing all they damn work. That's what's wrong with them. They
Oh,
weak.
I got a pop up, y'all. Donald Trump is threatening to arrest the governor of New Jersey because he's getting in the way of the deportations. So they're already telling the governor of my state he will be arrested.
Mm-hmm. Wow. See, there's that, but that's resistance right there. You know,
Hmm.
who else gonna stand up to him? It's gonna be people that's gonna stand up to him and challenge him.
Uh huh.
Black Spider, that is YouTube doing that. That is not us.
Right. Yeah. They,
We
they
got it.
don't like me and Kim getting together because everything they do to Kim, they do to me. Everything they do to me, they do.
Oh, yeah, me and Lisa, literally in within short minutes, they do stuff to us back to back.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they've done it a couple of times.
yeah. I predicted this long ago that when he was first in office, he wanted a dictatorship. Hmm. Yeah, Trump
Yeah,
is a
they
bully.
still want one.
No, people like I said, people don't like bullies.
No. Eventually, you can overcome fear.
Hmm. And we just happen to be in a unique position. Everything been done to us. Okay? They the one that's fearing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now the ones out here, like Lisa said, getting their rocks off because they think we getting just punished and tortured real well. We all still go to the same damn grocery store and you're gonna pay the same damn price.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be no, because at the end of the day, this country see green. And then this fool also want to start messing with money. Um, his money ain't gonna have no type of value. And see, you got to remember, Trump owe Putin, and Putin ain't playing with his ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they put on the Russian state TV. They put nude, Melania's new photos over there.
It's at least Lisa, they're removing comments. Yeah, they do that too.
Yeah, they do that all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. They talk all that freedom of speech stuff, and then the same person screaming about freedom of speech is the same one stifling us.
Yeah, they can't handle the truth.
Hmm. That's how it
You know
is.
what, Lisa? I finally got to see what you was talking about. I finally seen Trump's wife close up. She looked like a damn man. Her face done went
Yeah,
hard.
her face is, woo, she aged bad over these
Yeah,
last
I
few
seen
years.
that because I haven't really been looking at her. And then when that woman was giving that speech and she was sitting next to Trump, I said, "Damn, what happened to her face? Look hard."
That's why she had that hat pushed down on her head.
Mm-hmm. And then I was looking at his daughter, Tiffany. Oh, that's an ugly child, Lord.
Yeah, that's why Trump don't acknowledge her like he does Ivanka.
Well, him and Ivanka, their relationship is not the same like it was. They really did fall out when he first went to office. Their relationship will never be the same.
Actually, it was towards the end. During the time he was in office, they were okay. But towards the end, when he lost and started blaming everybody, he took aim at her husband, his son-in-law. That's when, before Donald Trump had to leave, they left in December. They got their asses the hell up on out of there because Donald Trump, they said he was taking a lot of his anger out on Jared. And they got tired of it and they packed up and left like in December.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't wait for January to leave with Donald Trump. They got the hell out of there because he was trying to scapegoat everything onto him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump is nasty.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's why I was saying he's not a pleasant person to work for, and it's just something in him where he just got to be nasty to people um, all the time, and he's creating his own demise at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But they don't. The people said they don't like working for Melania either. They said she can be nasty too.
Mm-hmm. You remember when she first came in office? First thing she did was fire that black woman.
Mm-hmm. And y'all know that she also, as soon as she got there, she tore out that garden that Michelle Obama put up at the White House.
Had that all ripped apart.
Ripped out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she sure did.
With her husband's favorite meal, he got to eat McDonald's. They say he loved to eat a McDonald's every day.
Yep, they said it's a waste having a kitchen with Donald Trump. He wants junk.
All you got to do is get some cheap bread, Lisa, and some potted meat and Kool-Aid and serve it on a silver platter, and he would never question it at all. Yeah, it is. I would order all that food and take it home.
Yeah, I remember those Christmas decorations she had. I didn't like them either.
You remember she had the nerves when he was coming out of office to ask about her, was she gonna get some money?
No, you don't get money if you're a one-term president. You get
Yeah.
money if you serve 2 terms. A lot of people don't know when the Obamas left, they gave Obama $60 million and gave Michelle $60 million when they
Sure.
left. Plus, he got a library. See, you get all the perks if you serve 2 terms. If you serve one, you don't get much. And I think Laura Bush and George W, because they were before them, they got 40 million each.
Yeah,
They
because
gave Laura Bush and George Bush $40 million when they left.
yeah, and then you get a library,
Mhm.
and then you go then the
And
former president goes
they
goes
get
on
Secret
tour.
Service. Yep, they get Secret Service protection for life.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And what was that other thing I was it'll come to me. It's one more thing that they get. Oh yeah, you didn't know. Yeah, that's what they get. But you got to, like you said,
You gotta serve 2 terms to get
but
that.
she's
Donald Trump, when he left with nothing. That's another reason why he was bitter.
yeah, he was butt hurt, and she had the nerves to be asking for something. She wasn't even living in the White House.
She didn't even want to be the first lady.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they get free air travel. That's right, Keeson.
Mm-hmm.
They sure do. They can travel anywhere they want, free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
Once you serve as president. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, and I still don't understand how they justified it. They had 40 of Trump's family members being protected by Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
They drained, like they said, the Trumps. It's like cutting on a faucet, and millions of dollars is running through that faucet all day. They just run through money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn. They had to start searching around from another department to keep them protected.
Mm-hmm. They said they spent more money on Donald Trump in 6 months than they did all of the presidents prior to him for their term. That's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, who got protected in his family? 100 people? I don't see the point in protecting a bunch of people nobody ever heard of. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
come on.
You know who was like that ran through a lot of money? Lincoln's wife. That woman was just disgusting. How she ran, how they allowed her to run through money, and then even after he died and all, she was begging for money from that black woman that was making dresses for her. She's all depressed and stuff. And then what they ended up having to do, her ass got broke. So those nice dresses that woman made, she had to start selling those dresses. She was just bleeding money
Mm-hmm.
with her ugly behind.
Uh-huh. That's no. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they said Donald Trump spent more on security for Donald Trump than any other president.
Mm-hmm.
He literally was.
They're gonna spend even more the crap that he out here doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I heard them people, family members, that those people that were parting said that they were afraid of their own family getting out of jail, I said that ain't good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This
But
one,
you know what? Those are the kind of people y'all turn up. Y'all
Mhm.
raise your children to act like that, and then when they become adults, then you can't control them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much your own fault.
Yeah, because some of family members turn these folks in, and this one white kid, he in hiding from his father. He said he afraid of him
Mm-hmm.
because they had a wire on him, and he was threatening his daughter and his son, saying what he would do to them. And even after he threatened his daughter still took his side. He said he would take her out.
Mm-hmm.
That cow didn't have no damn mental illness. Lincoln's wife didn't have no mental illness. She was just fat and greedy. I ain't giving her that chance. She ain't no, she ain't had that.
She was fat and greedy.
just fat and greedy, with her ugly behind, giving her nothing. She thought she was looking good in them dresses, stuffing her fat behind in it,
Mm, mm, mm.
and sitting
Oh,
up here crying and begging for money. They literally had to set up and auction that stuff off.
wow.
Oh, really? Now, that's a new one. He was a part of the alphabet community. Ooh, did you see how now Lincoln was always ugly? You see how he aged when he was in office?
Hmm.
Oh, he aged bad. But they said part of that look that Lincoln had, and it was a lot of people that had that look, all that gaunt look, that was from drinking unpasteurized milk.
Yeah. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was very unattractive.
It's just like when you go on the farms and some people drink the milk directly from the cow's
Oh
udder. I would
no.
never do that, but I've
Oh
seen people do that.
yeah, and I know what they look like too.
Hmm.
Straight from the udder. Ooh, wee.
Yeah, they'll just squeeze the udder and they'll spray it in their mouth. I was like,
Mhm.
I
And you
ain't
don't know
doing
what kind of parasites. That's what it means when they pasteurize. They're getting the parasites out of it.
it.
You
Yeah.
know a dude that looked like Lincoln? That's awful. There's somebody walking around looking like that. And even Lincoln's mother looked like that too.
Wow.
Oh yeah, some of the judges. You know what I was reading, Lisa? Some of the judges that Trump appointed, um, Trump then turned on them because he mad. You remember when he was trying to get that election overturned, and those judges that he had put in place would not break the law. He
They
coming
wouldn't
out.
break the law. They're not supposed to break the law. That's part of their oath. They're not supposed to break the law.
Yeah, I know the woman might have had mental illness, and they had lost damn near all their kids and stuff. But I just choose to be difficult today. Okay. The fat ugly cow might have had mental illness and all, but you need to do some research on how she was sucking money off of a black woman. Talking about she gonna pay her back. Never did pay her back. She wasn't that mentally ill. She knew how to beg for some damn money. She wanted to keep up a certain lifestyle.
True Royal's on one. She ain't letting that woman have any slack.
I got my ass on my shoulders right now.
Oh man, that is so funny.
Yeah, you're right. The police are very pissed with Trump.
Yeah, the police are upset. But he did not let them all go, Davita, like he promised. He said when he was on the campaign trail, he said he was going to pardon all
No,
of the January 6th rioters. But when the time came, it was a total of, they said, about 2,500 of them that got arrested and charged. He only pardoned 1,500 of them. The other 1,000
the other 1,000 are still languishing in jail. Yeah, I did hear about that.
He got Enrique Tarrio out of jail. He's free now.
Yeah, and they are pissed because they had backed him, and I'm glad. Now look at how things are being shaped. Even now, he released him. The very people that backed him, and they feeling some kind of way. See how that stuff is already happening now? The things that we are talking about, that he is rubbing too many people the wrong way, even people that backed him. Check the play.
Yeah.
Some of them that he released were the most violent.
Yeah. And he was talking about they were outraged when Joe Biden commuted all of the sentences of those men that were on death row. Trump said they were outraged and that shouldn't have happened. I was like, well, if you let how are you any better? You let the January 6th insurrectionists go and people died on that day.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
died up there on that day.
He's such a contradiction. And then he wants to give the police all this absolute power, but you see how quick he is to turn on those cops. People died up there that day.
They did. They did. They did. That's why, because some of them were online talking about BLM. I said, One thing about BLM, whether you like them or not, people didn't die during them protests. People didn't die during them protests. When y'all went up there to the Capitol, people died.
Sure did.
That's the difference.
Yeah, remember that G.I. Jane? She got her behind blasted, and Trump wanted to come after that brother. That woman was in the wrong.
I think he's still going to try to come after him.
You think
and
he
I
is?
Think yes, I think because her family knows how Donald Trump feels. I bet you they're going to contact him and ask him if he could go after that guy. I bet it's going to happen.
We gotta monitor that then too as well. Hey, keep in mind, folks, a little off the subject. Jackie Johnson, I got to check today. Her behind. Check this out. Jackie Johnson, you remember the one that covered up the murder for Ahmaud Arbery. Do you know this Cal, the XDA, got a black attorney? I called Lisa and told her that. I said, I don't get them, and white folks will pull that. They'll do some most heinous stuff to us, and then go run and get a black attorney.
I've even seen the Klan do that, y'all. I guess that when they get in court, they're trying to prove to everybody they're not a racist. They got this black lawyer over here, and it means nothing.
Yes,
they don't
Lisa.
About that black lawyer.
Yes, Lisa Parker. She said, "What?" Somebody said, "Oh, hell no." Yes, that is true. I made sure I looked at enough publication because I seen a black woman sit next to her, and I said, "Is that her attorney?" And then they got up and they started talking ear to ear, and I said, "Oh, damn, she went and got her a black attorney." Yeah, you're right, Patricia. You are absolutely right. These attorneys making money left and right. She don't need to back her up. We'll have our own back her up. Her ugly behind.
But you know what? She didn't pick just any sister. Go look up her name and look at her background. I bet you she's a damn good lawyer.
Yeah, she better than her. I know she's better than her.
Good lawyer, especially a sister too. Yeah, no, that woman is good. Go look up her background. I bet you she got all kinds of accolades.
She probably passed the bar the first time, made straight A's from K through 12, all through college, and all of that. She the top of everything. Oh, they go up the food chain. They go way up the food chain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You remember those?
I'm gonna cut on out of here because I got another live stream to do, and you're more than welcome to come back. This is the one on Trump getting rid of civil rights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and DEI.
What time are you coming back for that?
Let me go look. Boy, I can't. I mean, I've been doing so much today. I can't even remember times of nothing without looking now. Woo!
Yeah, that'd give me enough time to do some more research on it too, as well.
Yeah, Donald Trump and his asses. Let me turn this music off. I don't know why it came on. I didn't even select it. That's weird. Okay, it's going to be at 2:00, which is like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, Lisa. All right.
So all right. Cut off. All right, okay. Y'all. I'll see you all in 15 minutes.
All right. All right. I'll be back.
All right.
All right. Shut on down.
Shalom. Oh, let me get the last two. Yolanda Trezah McAvee, thank you for becoming a new channel member. And Angie Saturday, thank you for the super sticker. Shalom, family.